Now it's time to wake up. Kincaid and Saltunis is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincaid and Andrew Saltunis. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Well, John Kincaid, I get to say something that I think less than 5% of the world thought would happen. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs, Johnny. Good morning.
I think that's pretty wild that you say it. I think you should say it again.
The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Boston Celtics in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
It deserves that.
Unbelievable.
Saturday night was my favorite word in the English language is joyous.
Yep.
Saturday night was joyous. And I truly felt from the 9-0 start, in my mind, the game was over, which is stupid. Stupid. Makes no sense. Stupid. But in my mind, I'm going, they're not losing tonight. And then as the game was slipping away in the fourth quarter, I'm saying to myself, you idiot. You idiot. Have you not watched the Sixers your whole life? But then Tyrese happened.
Tyrese Maxey, the closer, man. But
a lot of guys had great moments. There was a time in that game where VJ Edgecombe was carrying them offensively.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, but at the end, I saw Tyrese Maxey just channel his inner Andrew Toney.
Yep.
And tear out the hearts of the Boston fans. And I got to tell you, there was a warmth in the heart that felt like sort of like the Grinch, just feeling so happy going, man, that was a night. That was a night.
Because it was something that we haven't seen. And I'm not just talking about beating Boston for the first time in 42 years. It's them winning a Game 7, John, in the Joel Embiid era. It's guys not hiding from the moment. It was multiple players stepping up. It was Paul George hitting big shots, even though he was just scoring 13 points, but he was 3 of 5 from 3. That changes how defenses have to defend you. They had so much going their way in that game. Quentin Grimes, only 3 points, but his defense was spectacular.
Correct.
What have been the multiple? I mean, we could do chapter and verse issues of the Sixers over the last decade. Big man being hurt is always one of them, right? But then lack of scoring punch off the bench, or when you went to the bench, it was just, I hope they survive these next 5 to 10 minutes, because that's what the Sixers have done. I brought this up on Saturday, Johnny, when I was doing the special show going into Game 7, where I felt really good before the Jason Tatum injury diagnosis. Think about the playoffs that we've watched with the Sixers team where Howell Neto.
Do we have to?
Howell Neto was your first guy off the bench. That's embarrassing. And that was during the time when you had a starting five where you were like, wow, this starting five's dangerous. But everybody else kind of sucks. You're getting contributions from a lot of people off the bench. You're getting contributions from everybody in the starting lineup. There was also a time in Sixers basketball where it was Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, please save us. You mentioned VJ Edgecombe had a stretch.
He had a stretch of that game where he was the hero.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the beauty of this team, because usually is Joel Embiid going tonight? Does he have it? And if he doesn't have it, damn, they're going to lose. He had it the other night. But even when he sort of went through a couple of possessions where he wasn't scoring, he has every single teammate trying to break his knees somehow, running into his knees. There was somebody else that was finishing baskets for them.
Game 6, he shot, 33% or something like that.
Yeah,
he really didn't have a good game. But he had a good game in every other facet. Mm-hmm. And he was the distributor. There were so many times the other night where I said, wow, somebody's picking up the slack for somebody else when they're down. But I was waiting and saying, who's going to be the hero? And I truly thought at the end, Embiid's going to be the hero. And even though Embiid had a spectacular evening, the fact that it was Maxey made me so happy. And it was just because all this season has been about for me, all this playoff run was about for me, was about looking for the future.
Yeah.
And I saw Edgecombe in a Game 7. I saw Embiid in a Game 7. Change a narrative about Game 7s, which now can say that's the most recent memory
for
him. That Game 7 memory now is, I'll remember Game 7 this time now, and I'll go, okay, I remember Game 7 against the Hawks. I remember Game 7 with him and Harden, but now I'll also remember that Game 7. It's like it changed narratives. But Tyrese Maxey.
You saw a killer instinct from Tyrese Maxey.
I loved it. And he was down the lane.
Yeah, and that's the thing, John. Over the years, I'm not trying to bring up Ben Simmons. I can't believe I'm saying his name for the second time in 5 minutes after the Sixers finally beat the Celtics. But that was the problem. You didn't have another guy to do it. Tyrese Maxey is showing that if the Boston Celtics want to double team, or in this case, coming up tonight, the New York Knicks want to double team Joel Embiid.
Oh, which, by the way, they will.
They will. Tyrese Maxey has shown you that the moment has not been too bright. And we've known that from Tyrese Maxey. We saw it 2 years ago against the New York Knicks that he was not afraid to play in the Garden. Like, Tyrese Maxey's, he's got it. He's got stones. But seeing it actually finish, seeing him actually win basketball games for them, it just shows you that you're in a really good spot in the here and now, and you're only going to get better as he continues to get better in the NBA.
It is, again, a window into the soul of the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. Of the Philadelphia 76ers. It is, you are looking at what might be, what could be, what can be. And to me, every single thing that's happened during this postseason are just, they're pillars. They're foundation building blocks.
Yeah.
And it's so valuable. It's so valuable.
This experience is huge. And knowing, like, for our own mental being, our own psyche, knowing that VJ Edgecombe's not afraid. Right? Like, they drafted him with the 3rd overall pick. We keep on talking about how, Daryl Morey had to make the right call at pick 3. He was going to go in the top 5. It's not like VJ Edgecombe, if the Sixers didn't select him at 3, was going to slide to 15 in the first round. He was going to be a top 5 pick. But you won't know until you see it. And VJ Edgecombe showed night 1 that he belonged in the NBA. But seeing him play out this series, and I know his 3-point shooting wasn't great early on.
No.
Seeing him put together the efforts and the defense that he had, and he's a rookie. Like, the kid's a rookie. That makes you excited for years moving forward. And the thing about Joel Embiid, the narrative changing, like, who knows? Like, this is another fun ride. You and I were talking about before the show. We have another 2 weeks of a party.
And that's what looking at. You have another 2 weeks of a party. And to me, in a year where no one's talking about winning a championship with this Sixers team, where nobody was. Now, you get past the Knicks, and then everyone would be going, well, could they?
Right.
Could it happen? Right. I don't know. Could it? But you'd be dreaming. But to me, all I want is to get past the Knicks. Right now, they gave me what I wanted. And it's, again, if it sounds like a loser mentality to you, that's fine. All I wanted was to see this team make me proud. I'm damn proud of you, Sixers.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm damn proud. And I'm so excited about the pieces you have moving forward. And I'm damn proud of you and Joel Embiid on this Monday morning that Game 7 performance was there and that the poise and the confidence was there. And I got to wonder, does the supporting cast that's around Joel Embiid this time, has that helped him and maybe energized him? He worked his ass off to get back for it.
Yes, he did, man.
But does it also, did he play looser in Game 7 because of who he's playing with?
Well, yeah, maybe, because he doesn't feel like he has to be Superman.
But also their attitude. You look at VJ. Did VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey look like it was a Game 7?
No.
They looked like it could have been a Monday against the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
They were smiling. They were energized. They were. You see Tyrese at every timeout. He's talking, he's pointing, he's doing stuff. He's become such a leader.
At 25 years old, which is crazy.
Awesome. And again, so I've seen the future, and the future's bright. But to think that I'm seeing Joel Embiid write different chapters of a story that in my head, I will admit, I sort of thought was already written. And he's saying, no, John. Keep reading the book.
Did the appendectomy save the season because his legs were fresh going into the playoffs? 61060.
He's lighter too by a couple grams.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know who wrote it, but it was funny on social media the other morning saying, "What if it was Joel Embiid's appendix that was
it was
cursed.
The cursed appendix?" Yeah,
and they removed it. That was a great tweet to whoever wrote that. You're brilliant. But I mean, to me, I think it tells you in life, keep reading the book. And that with Joel Embiid, I sort of felt the Sixers book was written. And it just goes to show you, keep reading the book, because every once in a while, there's a chapter along the way that goes, wow, and that was a great chapter.
And this was one of the greatest chapters of a Sixers fandom for, I don't know, however many years you want to say. Obviously, you've experienced them winning an NBA championship. I have not.
I went to the parade. I went to the parade.
Think about how improbable this was. I mean, we went through it Friday morning after they won Game 6. They lose Game 1 by 32 points.
And they look like crap doing it. It was terrible.
Game 2, they win, but at one point in the first quarter, they allowed a 16-0 run. Like, when you're putting that game on, you're going, all right, please just show some fight today. And they allow Boston to go on a 16-0 run, so you're thinking, wow, they're really going to lay down. And then they don't. They come back and win. Game 3, they fight their freaking tails off. But then Game 4 happened, and you're going, wow, a second 32-point loss, and Joel Embiid was back for this one, and it was that ugly. All right, they're going to lose Game 5 in Boston. They didn't. They come back, and they win Game 6, and then they go to Boston and beat the Celtics in Boston, making history. You want to know how improbable this was, John? Do you know that the Celtics, this from ESPN, are just the second team in NBA history to lose a playoff series despite scoring or multiple 30-point victories in a series?
I did not know that. See, you learn something new every day.
I know the other team, too.
They joined the 1959 Atlanta Hawks, who lost the West Division Finals, Johnny, to the Lakers in 6 games.
Doesn't surprise me that the Hawks are tied to something like that.
Yeah, 1959, though. I don't know how much you were breaking down the Atlanta Hawks.
I really wasn't. Thank God I was not around.
I think
for
they
that
were in
one.
St. Louis.
They were probably the St. Louis Hawks. No, they were
yeah.
the St. Louis Hawks at that time.
Like that's unbelievable. It was not supposed to happen. They were not supposed to be there Saturday night.
No, they weren't.
Like,
and
forget the fact that they won the series or the fact that they got to the playoffs. They weren't supposed to be there Saturday night.
Saturday night was a bit of magic, folks. It was a bit of magic, and we're feeling it, and we're living it, and we're loving it. And now you're guaranteed another week of Sixers basketball.
Hell yeah, man.
And hopefully longer. And it's an opponent. We'll talk all about this series all week long. But it's a series that you have to go into saying, yeah, they got a chance to win this. They absolutely have a chance to win this series.
They absolutely do. All right, let's hear how it sounded at the end. Sixers beat the Celtics in Boston 109-100. I was able to talk to Tom McGinnis on Saturday for a few minutes.
How?
He needed to warm up his voice, so he came on the special broadcast.
That is kind.
And I had him on for like 5 minutes, and I was just asking him how excited he was.
Get excited!
I got a little nervous energy, right? Like he did, like for his own personal being, his own job, right? It's a big deal. Game 7, a historic rivalry between the Sixers and Celtics.
Tom McGinnis was nervous, you're telling me.
Yes, he was.
I can't believe it.
We're going to speak to him again today at 8:30 because we get to now celebrate the series win. Here's how it sounded at the end on Saturday in Boston.
Pritchard with an air ball for 3. Rebound Maxey, and that'll do it. The 76ers win Game 7 as Nurse and Mazzulla greet one another at center court. Sixers win by the final of 109-100. And they win this game, advancing to the second round against the New York Knicks. Game 1 at Madison Square Garden, 8 o'clock Monday, as the Sixers go from arch rival to arch rival.
Now that was... Relax, Tom McGinnis.
That's subdued Tom McGinnis.
Well, because he knew they were winning.
Right.
Coming up in the next segment, we will play the Game 7 montage where you will hear a level of Tom McGinnis that you cannot miss. You just can't miss it because he is one of the best.
Yes, he is.
He is. All right. Maxey and Embiid, a lot of celebrating them today. And you mentioned it, the changing of the narrative for Joel Embiid. Maybe we'll talk about that with people
his
today.
Game 7 narrative absolutely changed.
Here was Maxey and Embiid postgame with NBC.
What do you think about that? Look at him. What do you think about that?
We had a talk after Game 5 and just say, hey, man, we can't let the same stuff happen over and over and over and over again. At some point, we got to put a stop to it. And we did. We won the Game 6 at home. And listen, Game 7 is always a toss-up. And we knew, like you said. Yeah, go ahead. Like you said, man, like you just said, we ain't won one yet, so it felt good to win one.
When you think about the history of Game 7s, the history against Boston, and Joel, he had surgery less than a month ago.
Yeah.
What's it mean to have him on this floor, and how did he put his body on the line for the team?
It means everything. It means everything. For him to do that for us and his team, man, like, all we can do is appreciate him. He's been doing it all year, all his career, really. And, the city of Philadelphia should really, really not take him for granted. And much love the process.
Joel, when Arthur gets older, what are you going to tell him that it requires to come back down 3-1?
Man, that's a tough task. But, I've always believed in these guys, especially this team. Obviously all year long, we weren't healthy. We weren't at our best. But, I still feel like we're not even close. I'm getting back to myself. This guy, what he's been doing, all NBA, this season, what he's been doing all season long, PG, everybody in this locker room locked in, all focused on the same goal. But it's hard. The guys that have done it before, I can understand how hard it is.
By the way, Joel Embiid showing up to Game 7 with the LeBron James look, the sunglasses, the corded, earphones. People don't use those anymore. He pulled off the LeBron.
Even though they should. I'm just going to tell you should.
He pulls off the LeBron look from when he makes the 3-1 comeback against the Warriors in the NBA Finals. It's just Joel Embiid being Joel Embiid, man. You heard Tyrese Maxey say it. Don't take him for granted. So let's.
You know what I liked most about listening to that? Now, by the way, I hadn't heard that because I had turned that at that point. I had turned. What I loved about it is Joel Embiid was every bit about deflecting it to everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Maxey, George, absolutely.
That's a little different, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid likes the spotlight, likes it when it's all on him. He was every bit about all his teammates. That's impressive to me. That's a more mature Joel Embiid. He didn't take that moment for himself. He made that moment about everybody else. He credited every single other person but himself.
He's my hero.
That's damn good. No, that is a mature.
I love you, Joel Embiid.
That is a mature Joel Embiid, and that's a different Joel Embiid than we've seen.
This is my city.
I love you, LeBron.
That's freaking impressive.
I love you, Joel.
Yeah, we know.
We know. To be LeBron James the other night. I love you. All right. So let's talk about it today with you. 610-632-0975. Celebratory Monday for the Sixers Game 7. They have a Game 1 tonight against the Knicks here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Very happy today. Has your narrative of Joel Embiid changed a little bit? Or if you're somebody like me that's been going down with the damn Titanic, put your chest out a little bit today. That was a nice day to see on Saturday for Embiid and the Sixers.
If your narrative on Joel Embiid, if you don't give your flowers today, you're just trying to be contrary.
Yes, and there are people that will do that.
You're just trying to be contrary.
It was just the first round. Let me see.
No. That's real. That's real. But coming back from 3-1 in the NBA is huge. Coming back from 3-1 in pro sports is huge.
Against the odds-on favorite to exit the Eastern Conference to get to the NBA Finals. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty freaking impressive.
It's impressive. And more importantly, 17 days after an appendectomy.
Unbelievable.
Where most people would be still sitting on their couches.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there was the Flyers. Not so much fun Saturday night for the Flyers.
Bad night.
Game 1 against the Hurricanes. They get shut out. 3-0. Carolina gets the win. That building was going nuts.
Oh yeah, it's a great. I've only been in the building twice. It is a really good. It's a good home ice advantage. They've really enjoyed. They enjoy having hockey up there. They don't have anything else, honestly. Right. I mean, as far as pro sports, so they enjoy their hockey team very much, and they have a good team.
Well, it helps when you're excited going into the game. And then you score 90 seconds into the game.
Yeah, that sort of helps.
That wakes up that gets their barn going a little bit more. And then you score again 6 minutes later to make it 2-0. And look, the Flyers, we knew this would be a tough series. And it's only been one game. Game 2 tonight, sister station WMMR. We talked about stealing one of the first 2 games on the road. But it was a lot different than that Penguins series Saturday night.
What I tell you about the layoff, though, again, just to bring you back to that point, I told you about the layoff is that when the team has the long layoff, it's the second game where the team that had to play a long time has actually the better chance to win, not the first game. The team with the layoff usually wins the first game and loses the second game when they lose. So if you wanted a little bright spot with your coffee this morning, That's about all I can offer because there wasn't a lot of bright spot on that. There was not a lot of bright spot on Saturday night. They were outclassed.
They were outclassed. I'll say it's harsh, but they were outclassed.
They were outclassed from the opening faceoff.
Not like literally 90 seconds in.
The thing is, they stood around a lot on Saturday night, and you can't do that with Carolina. You got to keep your feet moving. And more importantly, they just couldn't get out of their own zone, which is a problem against the Penguins. It's more of a problem against Carolina. And if they don't fix that fast, it'll be a short run.
Yeah, not a great recipe when you're one of the worst power play offensive teams.
And you have 2 power plays where you have a chance to get back in it.
Dude, Carolina just kept on getting that puck down the other end, like constantly.
It was ugly. It was ugly. Yeah, it was an ugly night.
But game 2 tonight.
Right, and remember, what did you think after game 1 of the Sixers Celtics?
I thought they were dead.
So there you go. So it says, in the words of Connor Thomas, and I tweeted him yesterday and gave him his flowers, I said, in the words of Connor Thomas, that's why you believe.
Damn right, baby.
No, in the words of Ted Lasso.
No.
Don't give Connor Thomas.
I'm giving Connor Thomas.
That's why on the front.
That's why.
You're right.
Trademark.
That's
See, that's different.
Yeah. We're working on the bat.
I saw a lot of Believe posters doing the Broad Street run yesterday. I did not see any That's Why You Believe posters.
They're in production still.
They'll be out there next year.
Yeah. Connor, I gave it to you.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right, coming up next. Saturday feels like a fever dream at this point. Did it actually happen?
It did.
Well, we're going to relive it. Sixers montage put together by Connor, voiced, of course, by the great Tom McGinnis, who will speak to at 8:30. You don't want to miss this. An incredible atmosphere in Game 7. And we got the benefit of the victory. It's Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
You know, the beauty of this kind of comeback by the Sixers when nobody was expecting it, right? We were riding the high of the Flyers in that series against the Penguins. Nobody really expected the Sixers to do much at all. I thought they were going to lose in 4. We were talking about Celtics in 5. Sixers win in 7. And just reading some of our comments on the YouTube chat, Kieran just chimes in, man, what a night Saturday night was. He said it was so weird how confident he was going into the game. I felt the same way. Like, all of a sudden, I have this feeling of confidence, and that's before the injury news to Jason Tatum. And then he misses it. It happened at the very end of the show that I did Saturday. I was like, oh my God, they're going to win tonight.
It certainly seemed that way. And when the Tatum news came, I actually did the opposite. I did the Philly fan,
Yep.
I saw a lot.
Connor, you did the same thing?
I saw a lot of that on social media.
I did not feel good with that because then I wonder about a Game 7 focus. Like a Game 7. You plan for a Game 7, you and then at the last minute you get that curveball. And to me, I was like, I don't think I like this. And it's stupid because having Tatum out of the game, you take it anytime you can.
Sure.
But I don't ever want to hear from a Boston fan, by the way, about who missed the game.
No,
not to a Sixers fan.
And Pete missed the first 3.
Right.
I saw a lot of that on social media.
Not to a Sixers fan.
Tatum was out. Joel Embiid missed the first 3 games of the series.
Please don't.
Nitwits.
Yeah, please don't talk to me about who missed the game.
Jay King chimes in, man, the sports vibes have quickly turned for all the teams. And Dawood responds with, yeah, now suddenly Stott wants to hit 3-run bombs. Price and Stott had a nice little weekend series. Phillies take 2 of 3.
Living in this big blue world.
Stop it. Stop. He changed it. Yeah, and I'm glad he changed it.
He's got a new, I don't know what it is, but he's got a new walk-up song that he debuted the other day.
He did.
But yeah, the Phillies take 2 of 3 over the Fish, so they're now 5-1. Donnie Baseball changed it all, man.
Donnie Baseball certainly has them looking a lot more inspired. What I would say is this, though, is that, again, yesterday was the May the 3rd. And so a month ahead of schedule, they're 6 games under 500. And that's the number of games they were under 500 on June 3rd in 2022 and 2023. So they're a month ahead of that schedule this year. Let's hope they keep the good vibes going. They get one more game in Miami, then a homestand this week. And don't worry about division standings and things like that. Just worry about stabilizing things.
Can Don Mattingly save Aaron Nola?
I'm not sure that Don Mattingly knows much about pitching.
Aaron Nola on the mound. He literally said that, by the way, during his post-game press conference.
Yes,
he was like, I don't really know much about pitching. Now,
he knows how to hit pitching.
Yes, he does. Now, before we get to our Sixers montage, there is one somber note that we have to discuss.
What's the somber note?
Our hearts go out to many, many people, specifically the Philadelphia sports media. John.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. Oh, I got
because the Sixers' victory and the Flyers being the Penguins, the Bruce Springsteen tour. The show in Philadelphia gets postponed this week, John.
Till May 30th, so it's fine.
Oh, what will the sports media do without their dose of Bruce?
Now, it's so funny is that we, within the sports media, we mock each other within the sports media community here in Philly. We love to joke within our own ranks.
Yes.
I put it out the other night at the end of the game that, and the same crowds, which very much like a Grateful Dead tour or Fish, it's the same 17,000 people that go to the concert every time. I don't
think Jamie Lynch has missed a Fish concert ever.
Again, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same 12,000 ticket buyers, and then maybe like 3,000 different ones.
Casey Boyd, Chuck D'Amico. It's all the same
it's
people.
The same crowd that goes every time, and they're very disappointed. People cannot. There were literally folks coming unhinged on social media, all because that it became. Oh, it's about politics. And I'm like, you honestly need to get out. Your feet need to touch grass.
It's the boss,
you need to stop.
It's the boss.
My God.
God
the
forbid.
Boss has done more for society than you've been. I'm like, dude, you really don't know how to take a joke.
The boss, man.
Yeah. I think the world will live. I think the world will find a way to live.
They'll find a way to have him.
Yes, I think it'll be okay.
All right.
I'm going to miss that concert.
Connor, we want to hear how it sounded, man. It was a fever dream Saturday. Like when they got it done, I was still
awesome.
in shock. I did one of the reaction videos for the station. I was at a loss for words at points. Like I get paid to do this for a living, and I still couldn't really figure out what to say because they shouldn't have even been there. They should not have had a Game 7. They should have probably lost in 5, and they didn't.
They did not.
They won Game 5. They won Game 6. They go to Boston in Game 7, and they win. They won, 3 games in Boston during this series?
Which is incredible because they had won 3 games in like 30 years in Boston.
And they won 3 in one series.
Yep.
And now set themselves up for a round 2 matchup with another rival, the New York Knicks. But let's relive Saturday night. Here's how it sounded right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now George with an ice on that same spot. Turns, goes in the head, jams it. Happy birthday, PG. He stuffs it with 2 hands. Sixers by 6. Sixers ball. They're up 17-9. 5:20 to go in the opening quarter. Maxey across midcourt with a dribble. High screen by Embiid. Angles on the left. Bounces to Joel. Top of the key. Embiid for 2. Count it. It's good. Embiid picks, rolls, and drills it. They call that a short roll. Sixers ball. 2:05 to go in the opening quarter. 28-15. Boston shooting just now 29%. BJ with it. BJ drives it. Reverse pivot to Embiid. Straight away. Embiid has found the touch. He nails another one. Joel Embiid from out front drops it in with ease. Boston ball. Derek White with it across midcourt. He stops. He pops. It's in the air. It's good. And the Boston Celtics have made it 36-34. Derek White with his third 3. Maxey to the left side, BJ. 3 by Edgecombe is up and good. He nailed the 3. The Sixers take a 4-point lead. Maxey with the ball. Maxey on a drive. Left-hand dribble. Stops. Fires. Jumper. Good. Tyrese Maxey puts it up and in. It's a long 2. That makes it 55-50. Maxey with his first points since the opening quarter. 1-on-1. Embiid lowers the ball. Brown swiping at it. Joel still swiping. And now backing, turning into the lane. Jump hook. Got it. And Joel Embiid talking smack with Jaylen Brown. Oh, yeah. It's on, baby. George out top to Maxey. Maxey 2 threes in the quarter. Floats it up and good on the run. So George was cut off along the right baseline. He throws it out top, and Maxey with a floater. Tyrese now with 18.7 boards, 7 assists. Here's Maxey. Maxey drives on Queta. Puts it up. Spins it off the glass and in. Maxey, an incredible field goal. Sixers by 3. Sixers get it across with 1:25 to go. Leading by 3. Maxey Maxey on the drive. Maxey way out top. Shot clock at 7. Maxey to Oubre. Gets it back. Drives it into a crowd. Puts it up. Layup good. Maxey lays it off the window and in. Back-to-back layup. Sixers by 5. Here's Brown for 3. No good. Long rebound. Jaylen Brown gets it to White. It's up. It's no good. Rebound Maxey. 20 seconds to go. And Boston fouls. Jaylen Brown shot a 3. Derek White shot a 3. Derek White into the catcher's crouch. He is winded, gassed, and he is holding his shorts. Maxey with 2 free throws. The crowd is leaving in Boston. Pritchard with an air ball for 3. Rebound Maxey, and that'll do it. The 76ers win Game 7 as Nurse and Mazzulla greet one another in center court. Sixers win by the final of 109-100. And they win this game, advancing to the second round against the New York Knicks. Game 1 at Madison Square Garden, 8 o'clock Monday, as the Sixers go from arch rival to arch rival.
8 o'clock tonight, Johnny. Game 1, Sixers-Knicks. Tom McGinnis on the call. You just heard him doing a great job as always, man.
Both of our play-by-play guys, whether it's Tim Saunders or Tom McGinnis, both of them doing such a great job of not upstaging the moment.
They've been great, man.
They just do.
Well, they're true pros.
But so many play-by-play guys have to upstage it.
Yeah,
they do such a great crowd.
Guys.
And retiree Matt Cord has another 2 games before he has to, go into the retirement funds.
Dude, I was.
This is awesome for him.
So I crossed the finish line at the Broad Street run yesterday, and I hear him interviewing random racers, and I was like, "Oh my God, I get to hear him again this week, games 3 and 4."
I love it. I think
a guarantee 3 and 4.
A guaranteed 3 and 4, and I'm going to tell you, just looking at the matchup on paper, I'd say he's got 3 games that he can count on, 3 paychecks, 3 more paychecks he can count on, because this series is not going to be short.
No, this one is not going to be short. By the way, you heard Tom McGinnis mention Embiid, look gassed. He had his hands on his knees. Dude, the minute total that the starting 5 put out, mainly for the 5, because Kelly Oubre got into foul trouble early on, so he only played 31 minutes. Paul George, on his 36th birthday, plays 42 minutes. Joel Embiid plays 39, and he only came out for a little bit longer because they were stretching out. I'm guessing his incision. I don't know. That was a scary sight. Tyrese Maxey plays 45 minutes. VJ Edgecombe plays 44. Johnny.
John can tell you. Mertitas can tell you. Let's just say, I know what he was doing with that ice pack, because my scar goes across my entire bottom.
Yeah.
My entire swimsuit line from my surgery, which was a lot more intense than what he had to have done. And I can tell you he was having an ice pack, because the intensity of what he's doing out there on that court.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I had to have a pillow there for when I would laugh or cough. He was.
I bet.
So I'm sure it just got a lot of activity. He's getting inflamed. He's getting cool it down a little bit and everything. It was unbelievable what he did, and so admirable and so awesome. And it inspired all his teammates.
Yeah.
It inspired them to bring their A game. What a great night, and what a great week we're going to have. How about a great 2 weeks we're going to have?
Absolutely, Johnny. Now, coming up next, we have the newest member of the Baby Soft After Losing Club, Johnny.
Oh, it's coming.
We've had some great ones. We've had some great ones after Philly teams won, like the San Francisco 49ers. We would have won if this. The Detroit Lions, when they never even played them.
Yeah.
A lot of weird Baby Soft podcasters out there that are athletes. And we have an all-timer to discuss coming up next. It is Kincaid and Salchunas on this Victory Monday here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
However you want to be a part of the action, we appreciate you. You can watch the show live on YouTube family. For those of you who joined me Saturday afternoon, I appreciate you. That was a damn party leading up to Game 7. Of course, you can still listen on the old-fashioned radio, and there's the app as well. However you want to be a part of it, thank you for being a part of Kincaid and Salchunas. Sixers Game 1 tonight against the New York Knicks. You can listen live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, 8:15-ish probably. It says 8. It says 8:10 on some places. It'll probably be like 8:25 when the game finally starts. I won't be miserable tomorrow morning. And we also have the Flyers on our sister station, WMMR. Puck drop will be at 7 o'clock. Game 2 against Carolina. Hopefully it's a little bit better in Game 2. Now, one thing after series wins is the reaction from the team that loses. And unfortunately for us in Philadelphia, we've had to see the Sixers lose a lot of those times.
We got a doctorate in that, yeah.
Yeah, we're used to it. John, I mentioned you a lot on Saturday because you said something to me on Friday morning of, we are so used to the weird things happening to us. What if the weird thing happens to the other team for once?
Sure.
And it was weird for Boston to lose that series, being up 3-1, and then Jason Tatum out of nowhere popping up on the injury report as questionable when literally Friday night they put out the tweet, no injuries listed, and then Saturday afternoon, questionable, and then right before tip-off, out.
I talked about it after, when we talked on Friday morning, and I said it, and Amy was like, no, and I'm going, that didn't look good.
No, it didn't, but I thought he wouldn't miss a Game 7. I thought he'd give it a go. But we also saw Tyrese. We saw Tyrese Halliburton give it a go last year,
and obviously it was worse though than we thought.
Well, they were probably worried.
The Sixers, unbelievable.
They were probably worried. What if he blows something out, just like Tyrese Halliburton did.
Correct, and they were probably wondering too, in slight arrogance, what if we lose him for the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah, can we win tonight without him?
I guarantee you that came into their thought process. What if we lose him for the rest of the playoffs? Well, there's no rest of the playoffs.
Yep, it's over. And Jaylen Brown did not necessarily handle that all that well. Jaylen Brown, give him credit. He was really good in Game 7, except for like the last couple of minutes when they could not buy a bucket. But Jaylen Brown started carrying that team. Derek White was the force early on, and then Jaylen Brown in the second half just kind of carried the Boston Celtics, bringing that team back. And there was a lot of jawing between him and Joel Embiid. At one point, Jaylen Brown's trying to go one-on-one with Embiid, and that wasn't necessarily working. They were throwing anything that they could at Joel Embiid, and it wasn't really working. So Jaylen Brown goes to his podcast, because that's what you always want. You always want to be emotional a day after and go on your podcast because you're going to say clear-headed things. Now, we talked about the officials after the game, and Connor was like, do you want to play that one or the podcast? I'd rather play the podcast because it's at least he slept on it, right?
Correct. Yeah, he had a chance to just react, after a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
You take it all in, and then you're more civil.
Well,
maybe.
On his live stream, his tune didn't necessarily change. Here's Jaylen Brown being the latest member of the Baby Soft Whining I Lost Club.
I mean, this is my personal opinion on basketball. Some of y'all might disagree, but argue with your grandma. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news. This ain't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I can clip it up. Like I said, y'all can post it on these paid accounts that y'all, these bot, whatever. That's just my opinion.
Now, there was a moment in this game, Game 7, where Jaylen Brown looked like he got shot from the rafters. It was the moment where he's going up against Joel Embiid and fell and starts pointing at Joel Embiid as if he pushed him. There was no contact whatsoever. So Jaylen Brown, I get it. Joel Embiid is a flopper. I've seen it. I'm man enough to
admit. Joel Embiid is a flopper. Are there other great players in the NBA history and today that are floppers?
Hello, yeah, LeBron James.
Well, there you go.
LeBron James is arguably number 1 or number 2.
He is Le Flop.
Right. No,
I think he's number 1. Number 1, Le Flop.
No, I'm saying in terms of greatest players of all time.
No, I'm saying is the greatest players who are floppers?
Yeah.
He is Le Flop.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what, though? It's part of his game.
Yeah.
And he's perfected it. And damn well he uses it to his advantage, and he helps teams win.
We're going to watch Jalen Brunson get calls because of stupid acts in this upcoming series. We've seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who won MVP last year, is a flop machine. It's not like Joel Embiid's the only guy that does it. Jaylen Brown's not wrong. It's a problem with the NBA, and they're not really good at calling it. But, yo, bro, you did it too. Like, it's one thing to say, I've never flopped. I'm tired of all these other guys flopping. Okay, but I literally watched you act as if you got shot in the back of your head and point to Embiid, point to the route. Oh, where's the call? You just tripped, and you're looking to blame somebody else.
He sounded pathetic.
Latest member.
And the thing is, we have a ton of respect for him as a player.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Not as much as a live streamer.
But I got to tell you, it's pathetic.
It was pathetic.
It's pathetic.
Listen, a lot of guys out here flopping. They need to call Dr. Abidon Appel.
All right, let's check the poll of the day because we're not flopping on this poll. We're strong, 4 hours strong. We also have to check the Davis Honda text line. I'm sorry, it was just so exciting that they won and we played the montage, but we need to hear from the people too, Johnny, because Saturday night, social media Saturday night was ridiculous. I can only imagine what it was like on the air Saturday night. Connor, I know you did the Sunday afternoon special, Sunday morning into the afternoon. Great party, and it continues tonight. What do we have as the poll of the day? And then we'll check the Davis Honda text line where you can feel the Davis difference in Burlington.
Hey, we're moving on quickly here. Are you expecting a Sixers series win over the Knicks? Yes or no? 61% are saying yes right now.
Expecting the key word. Expecting. So 61, 60-40. I think that's about what I would gauge the fan base here to be. Like it's going to be, if it's anything more than a coin flip neighborhood, I think people are being a little too chesty.
Look, there's magic right now with this team. All right. Again, they weren't supposed to win that series against Boston. They weren't supposed to win.
No, they were not.
Tip-off game 1.
No, they were not supposed to win that series.
The Celtics were minus 1150. The Sixers were plus 900. And the odds were pretty much the same after game 4 when Joel Embiid looked horrible. And they won that series. So maybe, just maybe, when we talk about 2017, the stars aligning and a lot of things went the way of the Eagles, maybe there's things that go the way of the Sixers. Maybe there's some sort of magic. Maybe Embiid's knees are good. What do we got? As long as his teammates stop freaking falling into him.
Well, I mean.
Twice. I watched Markelle Fultz literally break his orbital bone. Can people stay away from Embiid? Please. What, Maxey ran into him? Who was the other guy?
Oh,
it was 2. In Game 7, 2 of his teammates ran into his knees. Stop it. All right, what do we have on the text line?
This texter checks in, says the narrative that Joel Embiid is soft has to be over. The guy's played through every injury imaginable, and most of the time came back earlier than expected. Fresh off an appendectomy, he changed the series. No more soft talk with Joel.
Joe Mazzulla said it after Game 7. What changed in the series? Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is what changed the series. So coming up next, let's expand on that even more.
And just bravo.
Absolutely.
Just bravo.
Look, the first hour's been reacting and having fun. Let's open up a topic. There's a lot of people that were going down with the ship of Joel Embiid, right? And he could do no wrong, and we ignore all the issues.
They don't want to tell the whole story.
Right. There's also the people that don't want to tell the whole story in the opposite spectrum, that he's soft, he stinks, can't win the big game. Did this series, not just Game 7, where he played really, really well en route to the win, finally broke that 0-3 Game 7 streak, but this series, coming back from the appendectomy, playing as well as he did in Games 5, 6, and 7, did this series change how you view Joel Embiid? Let's get into that coming up next. 610-632-0975 is Kincaid and Sal Chunas on this Victory Monday, 97.5 The Fanatic.